So it is planting day, y'all. The most exciting and sometimes the most stressful day in the garden, but it really does not have to be that way. Now, before you dig into the soil, let's make sure you're not setting yourself up for an overcrowded jungle or plants fighting for space and nutrients. Because once you understand layouts, timing, and companion planting, you'll turn planting day from chaos into confidence. So, welcome back to the Start Your Garden with Confidence series. I'm Ayana, your Southern gardening guide, helping new and beginner gardeners learn how to start, grow, and maintain a flourishing garden. Okay, so today we're talking about how to make planting day simple, strategic, and stress free. So I want you to grab your notebook and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and make sure you download our free 7-day gardening quick start guide, because that guide is your daily companion for building your garden. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to plan your garden layout for success, plant at the right time for your plants, use companion planting to help your garden thrive. So whether you're gardening in containers, raised beds, or in ground, this will make planting day the easiest it's ever been. Each plant has its own needs: sunlight, space, airflow, and root room. I like to think of a garden as a neighborhood. Each plant needs its own little house and a little bit of breathing space. If you crowd them, it's like putting too many people at one dinner table. Somebody's not going to eat well. So let's look at the three common setups. You have containers, which are perfect if you've got limited space or you want flexibility. You can move them to follow the sun, switch out the crops easily, and they're great for herbs, flowers, and small vegetables. Your raised beds, these give you control over your soil and your soil quality and your drainage. You can layer compost, soil, and organic matter for rich growing conditions. They also warm up in the spring quicker, giving your plants a head start. Now, your in ground gardens, they're great for those with more space and long term plans. You can rotate your crops year after year and build your soil right where it stands. So, y'all, I personally like to do all three, but many of the places that we have stayed only allowed me to do container gardening, which is why it's so near and dear to my heart. But whichever layout you choose, remember, spacing and airflow are key. Poor spacing leads to disease and lower yields, so give your plants a little bit of elbow room. If you're unfamiliar with the way that I personally garden, I like to mix my vegetables, flowers, and herbs together in every layout as much as I can. It not only looks beautiful, but it brings in the pollinators and it keeps pests guessing. Your garden can be both pretty and it can be productive. Now, if y'all are enjoying this video so far, go ahead, tap that subscribe button, turn your notifications on. That way, you'll never miss the next part of this series. And while you're at it, go ahead, be sure to download the 7-day quick start gardening guide, because it's going to walk you through simple daily tasks to keep your garden growing strong. Okay, so let's talk about when to plant, because timing can make or break your garden. Every plant has its season. Some plants love cool weather, some plants need the summer heat. So cool weather crops like lettuce, kale, peas, and carrots, they prefer early spring or fall. Warm weather crops like tomatoes, basil, peppers, and cucumbers, they need warmth and they cannot handle frost. And so this is why you will always hear me say, don't do what you see other people doing on the internet. You really need to know your first fall frost, your last spring frost, and your growing zone from where you are located. And you can go on sites like USDA.gov or something that's similar. Type in your zip code. Know these three things because they are very important when it comes to gardening. So your cool crops go in before the heat and your warm crops go in after the cold. And remember, gardening is about observation. Nature is always going to give you clues. So now let's talk about one of my favorite parts of gardening, and that is companion planting. So we did another video on companion planting made easy, and I will make sure that I link that video so that you can go and watch that as well. Companion planting is where you let your plants help each other out. It's really like good neighbors. So when you grow certain plants together, they protect each other from pests, they improve flavor, and they make the most of your space. So here are some tried and true pairings that I also use in my own garden. Those are tomatoes, basils, and marigolds, because the basil is going to boost the tomato flavor and the marigolds are going to keep the pest away. Next are cucumbers, dill, and nasturtiums. They deter aphids. Dill attracts helpful pollinators. Carrots and onions, because the onions hide the scent of the carrots from pests that really love them. Lettuce, radishes, and calendula. They're perfect for containers or raised beds, and they're quick, colorful, and they're quick growing. There are also some plants that don't get along, like beans and onions, or tomatoes and potatoes. So I want you to think of companion planting like matchmaking. So some plants are best friends, while others not so much. I always tell the story of my parents and grandparents who planted a row of vegetables. And my dad still asks to this day, why am I planting so many flowers when I can plant more vegetables in those spaces? Okay. But here is the thing. When I first started mixing flowers in with my vegetables, I noticed something truly amazing. I had fewer pests, I had more pollinators, and I had a lot more joy. So I realized I wasn't just growing food anymore, I was growing a little ecosystem. Now, if this video is helping you see your garden in a new way, make sure you hit the subscribe so you don't miss the rest of our Start Your Garden with Confidence series. Also, be sure to grab the free 7-day quick start gardening guide below, because it's going to include what you need to do to get your garden growing. Okay, so let's put all of this together. If I were planting a 4x4 small raised bed today, here's how I do it. I would have one corner of tomatoes with basil and marigolds. My next section, the next section may be kale and lettuce for quick harvest. Along the edges are my herbs like thyme and oregano to deter the pests. And then I will put some flowers in there to invite my friendly pollinators. So whether you're planting in containers, raised beds, or in the ground, remember that gardening is not about perfection, it's about progress. And every season is going to teach you something new. So take your time, pay attention, and enjoy the process, because on planting day, you're not just planting food, you're planting peace, you're planting joy, and a little bit of hope. For containers, I like to use what I call tall, bushy, and the trailing method. A tall structure, a bushy for fullness, and then one for trailing for beauty and space. And I always tell y'all my formula is thriller, filler, spiller. So even with a few pots or a single bed, you can grow a garden that's productive and peaceful. So again, y'all, if this video has helped you, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that you don't miss our next video, which is Keep It Growing, Simple Daily Habits for a Flourishing Garden. And don't forget to download your free 7-day quick start gardening guide below. I'll make sure that I pin it in the comments as well, because it's the perfect companion to help you plan your planting days and grow with confidence. Okay. So remember, y'all, when you plan with purpose, your garden will reward you every single time. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.